Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I will be touring the server, as I will be recording on here more often, because it's quite fun when I play on it with my friends, and so I figured maybe you guys would enjoy it. Now, we are calling it the server because that's what we've named it, because, you know, names are not the funnest to come up with, and so we just named it the server, which makes it quite a bit easier. And so this is the server 2.0 series, but when the Caves and Cliffs update is released, we will be starting from the ground up in the server 3.0 series, and we will be, yeah, and I won't start with a bunch of netherite gear. Yeah, not that we got this in creative or anything, but we will be starting fresh from I guess episode 1. And so, let's start off with the base. So this is my base, this windmill. It's part of my base. It's not necessarily where I would consider my main base, but this is my windmill. This is kind of just where I live. I live underneath it. And then I put this little cabin on the side because the windmill looked lonely, and it made it look a lot better with the silo behind it, nice and full. And have these nice custom trees and this wheat field that is very sad, and it needs repairs, as a lot of this is getting renovated, so it'll be perfect. As we go into my actual base, which is on the side of this hill, this is my main base. This is my temporary living space, my lonely bed. And over here we have my bees, Elon Musk and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then my pink sheep, Ponk. Over here, this is my little enchanting room, and I think it looks pretty cool, especially with the RTX makes the glass reflect and whatnot. And yeah, everything glows as well. Over here, this is my blacksmith with my anvils and my furnace. And a dog, two dogs, and yeah, just a bunch of decorations to make it look nicer. And then over here, this is my main storage, got all sorts of stones and woods and equipment and whatnot. Over here, this is my abandoned and broken sugarcane farm, but with my operational chicken farm, as you saw it running just now. Up there, there's nothing up there yet, it's just a bunch of holes and stone. But on this side, I do have my sawmill, which I'm not the happiest with, and I might change it up, update it, something like that, but I'm going to leave it for now. Over here, and then over here, this is my brewery, where I keep my main brewing stands to brew potions in. So, yeah, I thought that all looked pretty cool. I don't want to go too in-depth into it, but, you know, as we go down here, this is my little underground base, which I do want to change because it is very shiny and very white. So I want to make it a little bit nicer. This is my time machine. It is N crystal powered, and then go into these respawn anchors, the receptors, which all power the main core of the time machine, which enables us to go back in time. As we go up here, this is I guess the cockpit. I don't necessarily know the correct terminology, like the control center. I don't know. With these little holograms, which I will show. I will link Foxy No Tail's website in the description of today's video, as we are using the Mini Blocks add-on, the Mob Heads add-on, and the One Player Sleep add-on for the server. So if you guys want to get on any of those, I will leave a link to his website in the description. Now these banners do have screens and like information, but RTX doesn't allow those to show, so I will disable it for the time being to show you guys those. And then there's also 2 more down here on the receptors. And so yeah, I thought it looks pretty cool, especially with RTX, as again, everything glows, which makes it look way cooler. And so, yeah, we will be going back in time soon. I don't know when, but soon. And then this is a spiral staircase to the mines, and over here is my abandoned auto smelter, which I never actually got working. So that's really it for my base. The only other thing left to show you guys is right here in my ender chest. These are my main shulker boxes. Now I don't mean to brag, but I am the richest on the server, so this is this is what my funds look like currently. Our currency is diamond, and so the emeralds are also just shinies because I use them for really all of my all my villager trades, not just my books, but I thought I'd keep them in here. I also have my server artifacts and other sorts of minerals. Now I'm not going to go into detail on what all of these are, but it's just kind of things that I've collected along the way in the server. And then this is just my toolbox full of backup stuff and other tools for various things. And so with my base completed, let's head over to Charlie's base. So Charlie's base is just right over here, right next to my base actually, and the tavern, which I'll get to in a sec here. But this is Charlie's base. He built this house, which I think looks really good as it matches the style of the town, which we have named Bjorgenheimer. But I think the style of this house really fits quite well. And so he's named it Cool House to match his cool set of armor and tools. And almost everything on the entire server is incompleted, so I thought I'd just let you guys know. This is his basement where he keeps his llama Leonord and some of his other pets, which I'll show you in a second. And then his storage area, and then his nether portal. I'll wait for the portal. And then over here we have his zombie piglins, Zomnoblade and Killzablade. I think that's Zomnoblade. I don't know exactly. I don't want to mine down and accidentally let them out. This is his villager Burn. He doesn't trade very often. He sucks. And then there's nothing necessarily upstairs, as again, it's all incomplete. So I'm not going to go too into detail on everything. I might at the shopping district, but not here. So let's go over here. This is the town hall, or well, what will be the town hall eventually. That's what we've been gathering these materials for, and what the flat land is. For. And I'll show you a picture on screen of what the town hall will be looking like, as you've probably seen it on my channel banner. Maybe you haven't, but there you go. And here is my old skeleton farm, which I hardly ever use anymore. So over here is the tavern, in which I built just for fun. It didn't have any specific purpose. But I think it looks pretty good, and I want this area to be more full for Bjorgenheimer. And we can just go inside. This is the interior, which I think actually looks really cozy and warm, especially with RTX. It allows for the campfire to glow and whatnot. This is where the bartender would tend to the people of the town. And where they would provide their beverages, such as stone pickaxes. Very tasty. Trust me. You should try it sometime. And then up here there will be an inn, but there's nothing up there yet. So yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool. And then over here, this is the cathedral that I built a very long time ago. One of my very first builds on the server. In fact, I think it was my very first build. This is where I keep my trading hall, my villager trading hall, which I want to make it look nicer on the inside, but for now, it just remains like this. But it's not just a villager trading hall, it's also a very sad iron golem and cat farm The golems I don't care about, but the cats, I wish they didn't die. If you know a way I could stop them from dying, that'd be great. Or even spawning, because that'd be even better, because I wouldn't know where I would put all those cats. So. Out here, this is a tower for the very old tavern that Preston was going to build, and then he never finished. And I moved it in replacement of this. So, yeah. This is the same shack where we used to provide the community chicken, but has since gone into ruin as everyone has gotten their own food supply and it was shut down, the chicken farm. And then this is just a house to fill up space, but I want to change it eventually. And someone stripped the log. How evil. And then over here, this is this is our god Tom. Tom speaks cave sound. It's a quite a common language actually. So, and it's not too hard to learn. Obviously, cave sounds 14 and 17, which I'll show previews for now. Cave sounds 14 and 17 are, which show he's quite angry, but we give him offerings to try to calm him down and keep him peaceful. And so yeah. And then some other places are Brayden's base, which is over here just behind the big mountain, which is again unfinished. And so I don't know what he plans on doing over here exactly with this land. I know he's building a new base. I just don't know what he's doing with this particular area. And so yeah, there's not a whole lot to go over as there's not a whole lot left. And then over here, this is my industrial park. This is where I keep all of my, or well, not all, but the majority of my farms for all sorts of different goods for my shop and personal use. And we've got honeycomb, honey bottles, cacti, cocoa bean, dried kelp, mini crop, cow, pickles, flowers, sugarcane, wood, and bone meal. Those are all of my farms. And there's a slime farm over there somewhere. So, yeah. Now, it's, yeah, that's it. It's just an industrial park in which I keep my farms. So, let's go over to Preston's base. Preston's base, this is Preston's base, his UFO and his many farms for wool and honey and whatnot. And then also his bamboo and all sorts of other farms. And down here, this is the entrance, which I will... Actually, let's stop on down by the bottom. This is his little animal museum, where he kind of built rooms and in the style of the biome that they came from. I don't know all of their names, but this is Goggy, this is Latitha. I don't remember all their names, so he's got a Strider over here, and his Polar Bear and Panda Bear. And he's got a Zombo friend, and a Llama. And then his Iron Golem, and then his Villager over here, just behind this trapdoor for his trading. And of course over here he's got his trading hall for his villagers. Just ignore what you may think it is. It's not a prison, not at all. And then back here, this is just Netherwort, his Netherwort farm. And then there's a subway down there, which I will not ride because it is quite the long subway, but it leads directly into Bjorgenheimer. This is his vault, where he keeps nothing except he beat the Wither with his Witherflower, that's what they're called, obviously, and his ink sac. That's all you need in life. Just an ink sac and a Witherflower. This is the main UFO part of his base, and it's really simple. He's just got some storage and then his wall of heads and more storage and some utilities as well. And then these are his iron golems, Terry, and that. And then up here, this is his little control center where he keeps the aliens that control his ship. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. Then over here, this is the what used to be the Butt House, and first was Preston's house, and then he left, and then it was taken by Blake, which you may remember. And it was going to be a courthouse, but that's what the town hall is going to be for instead, so yeah. So now that we've toured the main Bjorgenheimer area and Chef's Land and whatnot, we can go visit Bjorg, which is one of the other 3 main settlements of the server. Before I go to Bjorg, I figured I would show you guys the Nether highway system that we have, which just takes us to all the grand places of the server, such as the shopping district and Bjorgenheimer and Bjorg, which is our next location. So let's just head on over. This is Bjorg. This is where I just came from out of the church through that portal. But yes, this is our little town Bjorg, where we would kind of rest to collect the mini blocks for our collections and personal usage. And so this is kind of just it's a small settlement, and this is a bridge, obviously. I think you can see that. And then over here, up here, we have my house. This is where I used to live for a bit, but I had since moved back to Bjorgenheimer. This is Brad's house, Braden. You might hear me refer to him as Brad. And then this is the butchery, which just has some, according to Charlie, very gruesome meat hanging down by the pigs, which I tried to hide as best as I could, and I think I did decent. And then we have the library and this very large tree with this marketplace, which I think kind of fills in this big space without just for the sake of filling space. So we used to have, or we did do once, the quotes contest, which I may or not bring back, but yeah, it was pretty fun, so I probably will. And we have this cherry blossom tree and this blacksmith, and this is where Dublin his settlement was for collecting the heads of his enemies. And then up here, this is Preston's house, and yeah, it's Preston's house. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I don't want this video to be too long, despite it's already probably 15 minutes. There's this little campfire area, and then these are Charlie's horses and llamas, Cream, and I believe one of them is Farquaad, but I don't remember what the other one is. What the other one's name is. And then over here we have Jolene, and then over there is Joe, and then they had a daughter, and her name is Jocelyn. So, yeah. This is Charlie's house. This is kind of where he lived, and again, I think they all work pretty well, and I really want to finish this area because I have more plans for this area, but I just never finished them, so I probably will eventually. The only other large settlements I can think of are the archaeology camp and the shopping district. So let's go stop at the archaeology camp, and then we shall go to the shopping district, probably one of the best looking areas in the server. So this is the archaeology camp where I keep my cabin and where I first dug out this fossil, which my friend Charlie, who is no longer my friend, JK, blew up my fossil, and I don't know how I'm going to repair that, so it's very sad. This is the pyramid that Preston built, and he did something very annoying. He built it off by one block, and I think I may or may not kill him for this, because this is worthy of murder. So, yeah, it's not quite the biggest settlement, but it's the next biggest, or it's one of the final settlements until we get to the shopping district. So, this is kind of the main and one of the best looking settlements that we have. It's right at spawn, which is just about somewhere right here, spawn. And so this is the main, like, this is the park where we keep the dragon egg and just some benches and the beacon and whatnot. And then right here, this is our this is one of my shops, Wandering Pokin's Trading Oast. And then right in here, this is where I keep my heads for sale, in this little shack. So, yeah. And then this is my main shop, SCIE, Sheepco Industries Enchanted. My main company, Sheepco Industries, and then this is one of the shops, Enchanted, and it's called Enchanted because its main product are enchanted books. It's what made me the majority of my fortune. And so you may be wondering why it's all decorated with apples and everything is kind of a red theme, and it's because our little holiday, April Fools, on March 31st is coming up soon. So I probably will be recording that festival that we're going to be having in the server, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. And then this is the interior of my shop, where I sell all sorts of things, but of course mainly my books. And got this nice fish tank, and then over here there's just kind of my Guardian Farm goods, and then up here there's just some random goods, wood and dyes and other stuff. And then down here, all the way in the basement, is the third floor. The third floor to my shop. It's where I hold the stuff from my raid farm. And so I kind of built this little diorama of a raid, and I thought that looked pretty cool, along with all these products, and of course the my totems of undying. And so down here, this is the fake music box, so anyone who's watching on the real server, who actually plays on the server, you guys have been tricked, and this is not the real music box, which I will be showing you guys a tutorial on hopefully quite soon, and if I already have, I will link it in the description. So over here, this is Voidco, I believe, Preston's main shop, his tower. And then right next to it is another one of his shops, and including behind it, this is where he sells potions. This is his like general store, kind of like mine. And up there is a lighting shop. Over here, this is Braden's shop, which he sells armor, and it's currently not in operation yet, but he's still working on it. Over here, this is my rocket shop, where I sell my rockets, because rockets are quite important, especially when it comes to using elytra. And then this is the Headworks General Store. I don't think that's the exact name, but I can't think of the name. It might be in the comments for all I know, but you can check. And then this is the interior. He hasn't sold very much, and it's also incomplete. And so over here, this is his future Headworks store, which is, he's been saying it's the future for a long time, and has built nothing on the property except a sign. And then this is a plot of land which I bought for like 60 plus diamonds from my brother Dublin, but I haven't figured out quite what to do with it. So stay tuned for what I do with that. And so that is what I'm going to show in this tour today. I'm not going to be recording another tour, but I will list places that I will be at when they come around. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you don't mind, click the like button. That tells me that you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you want to see more, and ring that bell so you get notified about it. So I'll see you guys another time. Bye!